Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new series on the channel, and we're going to call it the Yes or No series. Now basically what this series is going to be about is I'm going to give a section of attachments, guns, anything in the game, and I'm going to say if you should use it, if you should not use it, why, stats on all of them, and it will help you guys out. Now I want this to want to be one of my biggest series on this channel, so I hope you guys enjoy. So we're going to get right into it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. How's it going, guys? Wolf here, back with another video. And today, I'm going to be doing a yes or no video on the optical attachments in Black Ops 3. So we're going to go right ahead with it. And I'm going to start with the reflex. Now, all the stats on the reflex. The reflex will give you a +2 accuracy when used. And basically what it is a precision red dot. And basically that's all it is. It won't help you zoom in anymore. It doesn't change the damage on your gun, the range, or the fire rate. It's just the accuracy. Now, the tips I would give on this is don't use the red dot unless you don't like the iron sights, and don't use it when you have the ELO. I will always pick the ELO sight, as you see right here. Always pick the ELO sight over the reflex. They are the same exact thing, just you have a more view area with the ELO, which can help you get those kills, see enemies more efficient. So I'm going to hit the reflex with a green yes. I would use the reflex. I would recommend it. That is an attachment you should use. Next, we're going to move on to the recon. Now the recon's a little bit different. It only gives you a +1 fire rate on your weapon and a +1 accuracy, but it does not change your distance or your range and your damage. Basically what it does is it's an enhanced zoom sight. It adds up to about 4 times of magnification, and if you remember from other CODs, it's much like the ACOG. Now a little bit of stats. It has a 5% increased sentry speed, which if you don't know what sentry speed is, that is the time it takes to get your gun back into the original spot where it should be after you're done shooting. So when you're walking around and your gun's aiming in the middle, that is your normal sentry speed. When you shoot up, the time that it takes to go back down. When you shoot your gun, the time it takes to go back down to the middle is your sentry speed. Now, this is the only sight in this game that improves or changes at all the sentry speed. It gives it a 5% increase. Also, reduces the idle sway about 90%, which is a big number, but honestly, I don't see too much benefit in it. You're definitely going to want to use this attachment on a weapon with a low sentry speed or a high idle sway, which a big, for the sentry speed, one of the worst sentry speed in this game is the KN actually, and, the Gorgon, the one with the highest amount of sway is the, KN-44. But guys, I'm going to have to slap this with a no, big red no. I say no to the recon, don't use the recon. I don't see it as a big benefit. Just like the ACOGs and the other Call of Duties, I don't see a benefit with the recon sight. Moving on to the Barracks 3. Now the Barracks 3 has a +1 range and a +1 accuracy and does not affect the damage or the fire rate of your weapon. What it is a magnification optic. It changes basically. When you spawn in, you're going to have a reflex sight basically, but a little less viewing when you aim in. And when you press circle, it's going to turn into a recon sight. Now the only benefits I see of the Barracks 3 is the +1 range and the +1 accuracy. So basically is a reflex and a recon mix like I said. So I'm going to have to hit this with a no. A big red no, but there is one time that you should use the Barracks 3. So it is a yes and a no actually. I would never use the Barracks 3 only in one situation, is when you're going for your camos for your challenges in a gun. I would use it for the long shots because if you guys didn't know, when you spawn you go to reflex mode. If you're going to zoom out, you're going to go into recon mode, and that makes your long shots easier to get. So I would definitely recommend that if going for long shots, but actually the recon does not do that. It only does it with the Barracks 3 if you press circle to zoom out. So that is a yes and a no. Next, we're going to move on to the BOA 3. Now, the BOA 3 is a biometric optic analyzer, and the benefits you get out of it is a +2 accuracy, and when you see an enemy, it's going to illuminate your sight red when you see a friendly, it's going to illuminate it blue. This sight does not change your damage range or fire rate, just your accuracy by +2. Now, I don't think this is a good sight, so I'm going to have to hit it with the no. When you're using this sight, I don't like the red dot it has on it because it is quite big. It takes up a lot of space in your viewing area, and I don't think it's worth it. The only benefit you really have between the difference between a reflex as a bow of 3 is that your sight will illuminate red when you see an enemy, but I feel like all of us can see the enemy when they're in front of us, so I'm going to have to hit the bow of 3 with a big red no. I would not use the bow of 3. Next, we're going to move on to the thermal. Now, the benefits of a thermal. You're going to get +2 accuracy, and you're going to be able to detect heat signatures, mainly your enemies on the battlefield. The thermal does not change your damage, range, or fire rate. So, I would have to, and it takes up a big amount of space in your viewing area, and it has a very slow pull-up time. So I'm going to have to hit the thermal with a no. The only time I actually would use this is if you're using smokes, but I still wouldn't use it because I don't use smokes and I don't recommend smokes. And it has very slow pull-up time, so you cannot really run around in the battlefield. You're going to have to sit behind. So, again, the thermal is a no. Let's move on to the ELO. Now, the ELO is a emitted light object. It's basically a reflex, but it cuts out all the bars going around it with a floating pinpoint. It has +2 accuracy, and it does not change your damage, range, or fire rate. There is no extra zoom on it, but it does have an enhanced view because it cuts down on the frame, so you see more. I'm going to have to hit the ELO with a big yes. I would say out of all 6 sights, 7 sights actually, in this game, it is the best. I would always recommend the ELO when you get the ELO. Definitely use the ELO at all times. So we are going to move on to the next sight, which many of you may not pay attention to, but it is on the NX Shadowclaw, which is a new gun, the LRX3. You only get the LRX3 on the Shadowclaw, so if you don't have the Shadowclaw, this does not apply to you. This was just added on February 8th on the update, and I'm going to have to hit it with a no, because if you go into the game and you use the LRX3, there is basically no change. I would definitely recommend the ELO over this, because you have that more viewing range, where the LRX3 is basically a red dot, but limits your seeing level. Now the last sight I want to talk about is the plain old iron sights. Now obviously this is the default sight for all the weapons except for snipers, and it does not take up a slot, but the iron sights do not change your damage, range, fire rate, or your accuracy. So overall, I would hit the iron sights with, hit the plain old iron sights with a yes. Now the reasons I say this is because you know you don't want to use a sight attachment if you don't have to, because you're taking up a glass slot. So basically, use iron sights when you can. If you don't like the sights, use the ELO. The ELO is the second best. And I hit the reflex is a yes. Recon is a no. Barracks 3 is a yes, but only for long shots. Besides that, a no. The boa 3, no. Thermal, no. LRX3, no. Sights, yes. So guys, I hope this yes or no video helped you on the optical attachments. If you did enjoy it, please hit that like button, show me some support, and I hope you guys enjoy the videos. Go get some kills out there with those optical attachments.